Hello everyone, I hope you are having a wonderful time. Today I would like to share my experience of using this CSS Audio Tori S4 sealed three-way design 6-driver tower speakers that I've been using in my system for a while. So this one is currently only available as a kit. So if you don't need the flat pack, you can get it around $800. If you need the whole package, then it will run you around $1,100 currently available. This one is they assemble it and they put everything together for me because I wasn't able to do it at this time because I was busy with something else. So I asked them if they're gonna sell it as it right now, like I have here. If they're gonna sell it directly to customers, it's gonna run around $2,400 price range because it assemble everything in Michigan and they will ship it to you free. As you will see in my short video, they packed it really nice with protective packaging. This one is finished with walnut veneer. Very clean look with these multiple drivers. So 6 drivers and 5 of them are probably same drivers, but 4 of them are using at the base, and this one right under the tweeter is using as a mid-range driver with soft dome tweeter. So three-way design, frequency response, everything is great. Impedance is very nice. Minimum impedance is like 6 ohms, of which is very easy to drive. So that is the great benefit of this sealed design of this Tori S4 speakers, because I tried the AGR monoblocks combination and it sounded wonderful. Overall frequency response and drivability is very good for sealed design. As I measure it here, in-room response is incredibly good. One speaker measurement from 3 feet away, so that is almost ruler flat other than the dip. So that is always been the case in-room response measurement. So I try single speaker measurement from 3 feet away, and I try stereo measurement from my listening position, which is a little over 10 feet away, and I try that. As you will see here, the frequency response is very nice, and bass response get a little bit more pronounced in upper bass area, and highs are slightly rolled off, which means this speaker will not sound bright in average room. This room size is 26 by 16 and almost fully treated. Out of curiosity, I compare it with KEF R3 Meter, the in-room response measurement that I have, and I mean, single speaker measurement, the CSS Tori S4 give me better in-room response than KEF R3 Meter. And then dual speaker stereo mode measurement, KEF R3 have a slightly flatter response, especially in bass region, but the difference in bass driver and cabinet size and everything combined, this one, maybe you can get away without any adding, subwoofer or two, because I tried it with a bunch of different music in my room, particularly hard rock, heavy metal, symphony, or full assembly. I mean, it's incredibly musical and incredibly deep sound that it can deliver. The placement is around like a little over 7 feet apart, tiny bit of toe in. Depth is as good as my CSS Audio 2 DDX towers. 2 DDX towers have a better bass driver and tweeter, so it will give me better instrument separation, and that is a different price point of the kit, so it's a little better than this. But this one have incredible mid-range quality, very nice and articulate bass response, and human voices are very musical. I mean, this is becoming one of my favorite speakers. I try 4 different setups with this Tori S4 towers. I started off using with SMS and SUX DAC, used as the pre-DAC, and driving with Sabai Audio Ice Power 500 watts mono blocks, just watching movies and streaming music, just 2 channel as it, no sub at all. I was impressed by the way that it can re-deliver the sound with nice and rich tone and balance, yet it has a really good transparency to it. Tori S4 will deliver very accurate sound signature of pairing components. So when I was using with SMS and SUX, it gave me very responsive notes and extended highs with very music and mid-range and crisp and clean and clear human voices and vocals that it delivered back. Then I switched it over to Eva Solo DMP A8 2-channel without EQ, and I totally enjoy pairing with the setup using very same Ice Power mono blocks, DMP A8 as a streamer DAC and pre, because it has a built-in R2 DAC in there. So I tried that. I'm still impressed by it. So I was like, man, this is something special going on from CSS Audio. Totally impressed me in terms of musicality and sound quality. When I was listening full symphony and those kind of full assembly music, I want to make sure my sub is not on. So that kind of in-room response in terms of bass quality, it's not really giving me deep sub-bass kind of frequency response, but upper range of bass is well pronounced in very good way with the articulated notes, is giving me absolute pleasure of enjoying those kind of music. I listened to Dream Theater, Metallica, Megadeth. I was like, man, this is my favorite speaker right now in this price point, because I'm going to replace my KEF R3 Meta with this Tori S4. Skillful sound that it can deliver with very music and mid-range that I'm going crazy for it. So as soon as I moved over here, I pair with my Acuface E4000 and playing music directly from my Sony Music server, XLR cable directly connected to it. I listened to it. I was like, man, this is so good. So clean and transparent, yet very refined sound to it. Plus, it gives me absolute pleasure of enjoying my music with very good articulated bass notes and incredible power handling, because I push it hard, very hard. I was able to take it up to peak loudness of 105 dB that you will see here. When I'm trying out that kind of loudness level, I started off around like 50 dB, 55 dB range. That is my typical background music listening when I'm streaming music. I try a bunch of modern music and it sounds very nice. The low level listening with this Acuface gives me like very nice bass response. I was impressed by it. And then that's around 55 dB range. So peaks is around 60, 65. Then I raise it slowly, as you will see here in my little video that I keep it for my record. And slowly I increasing, then I went over to, Daft Punk bass heavy tracks, and I punch it all the way up to 105 dB range. This Tori S4 can totally re-deliver that kind of loudness level. We don't play that loud in general unless you go to concert, right? So that kind of loudness level is only doable with capable amplifiers. Please keep that in mind. Then I switched it over to this Freya Plus with the NOS tubes. I don't like the way they sound together with standard JJ6S and 7 tubes. So I'm using that Triad NOS tubes, and it sounds incredible pairing with this AGR mono blocks, which is 20 watts class A kind of driving power. Nice current delivery with the very articulated notes that it will bring the music back. Smooth, rich, engaging. I can listen to it for hours and hours, no matter what I pair, right? I try 4 different setups. My favorite being Accuphase E4000, Sony Music Server, or SMS-SUX combination. I did not like with Musician Pegasus 2 and Accuphase E4000M, and this Tori S4 combination is too smooth and out. So I went back to Delta Sigma deck, and that's right there. It's open up and so musical and so realistic. And second favorite is this Schiit Audio combination, Freya Plus with AGR mono blocks. It sounded really nice. I was using Pegasus 2 R2R deck. Price, performance, and sound quality. If you are capable of doing it yourself, this can be incredible buy. Even if they offer for $2,400 or that range of a price point, fully assembled with this kind of finishing option, maybe you should contact CSS Audio, because according to them, they are setting up the shop to offer finished products options in the future. So they will work with you and they will give you options to choose and which one you want to go with. Dayton Audio outriggers are optional. It's not included in the kit, but they send it to me because they know that I have carpeted floors, so just for the stability. This speaker is perfect in size because it's not too tall, it's not too wide, and you can handle it by yourself. This Tori S4, man, I mean, I'm in love with it. So I told CSS Audio I'm very impressed by the way it sounds. I totally appreciate they built it for me. I'm gonna replace my KEF R3 Meter with this Tori S4, and I will keep on rocking because I love the way it sounds with modern music. I love the way it sounds with heavy metal stuff and full symphony stuff. It's incredible. So musical. I mean, I haven't heard a speaker in this price point this much enjoyable, no matter who made or what brand is. I tried back to back with KLH Audio Model 3 speakers, and what I find is KLH Audio Model 3 sound is a little bit more open, a little bit more spacious and more air, given the metal dome tweeter and the 8-inch bass driver. They are very same seal design, although they sit differently, but overall depth and the scale and width, this Tori S4 is deeper and wider and more engaging, smoother and richer side of tone and balance. Model 3 is more leaner and a little bit more on neutral side. This Tori S4 is totally enjoyable speaker. It sounds very good with any kind of music. True highlight of this CSS Tori S4 Towers is driver's integration, musicality, the rich and balanced sound, yet it has a nice transparency that redelivering everything that you pair with, doesn't matter what kind of component is or even the recorded music. It sounded so natural. So there are a few tiny bit of downsides, which is I'm not complaining, right? Just sharing my experience. I would love to improve a little bit clarity in upper mid-range area, and high is going to be a little bit more extended and more air and space in that region. If they do that, that's going to be super giant killer. You can go to compare like KEF, R7 Meter or R7 kind of sound quality and bass response. So I can highly, wholeheartedly recommend it, my friend. Thank you for watching and happy listening.
Let's go downtown and walk around tonight. go walk around. Come on, let's go walk around. Yes, I see now, oh, I never did before, how these steeples in the skyline look so lovely. I am